no swearing, huh? Oh, it's perfect and everything. Holy dude. Yeah! Woo!
Are you kidding me? All right.
Yo!
What is up, NWFers? I'm up here at Bead Lake in Pend Oreille County with my main man, Double G, Mr. Griddle himself right there. Say hi. Say hi.
Hi!
He said hi. So, we're up here, and I think what we want to do is, what is it we want to do? We're up here and we're going to catch some macks. We're going to catch some burbot, and if that doesn't work, well, there's plenty of kokanee to go around. So we've got some pretty cool lures that we brought up here specifically for the Mackinaw. I think the burbot will like them too. It's late in the day. We're gonna be here for a couple of days. We set up camp back here. We set up camp first. It's a pretty nice little spot. I'm just rambling now and Noah's like, come on, dude, let's go fishing. So let's go fishing. It's a wonderful little lady at the launch, full of information. I'm not sure if our microphone was on or not. It's $5 per day to be here. It's a national park area, so the federal and state level parking permits and all of that, Discover Pass, none of that's good here. You just gotta pay $5 a day, no big deal. You do also have to disconnect your trailer from your truck in order to park. And there's only room for about 6 vehicles. So if you lock your trailer to your truck, make sure that you bring the keys, because otherwise you ain't fishing here. So, like I said earlier, we're here for the macks, we're here for the burbot. They're down deep, and the lake, you know, the lake is full of kokanee, and that's their main source of food. So I picked up some, well, let's see, we got a little worm on the trailing treble. It's a little enticer there. Got it on Amazon, it was about $15. This looks like what they like to eat. So we're gonna send that down, see if we have any luck. We're gonna put 2 down, 1 with a chrome dodger, 1 without a chrome dodger until we get things figured out. We have a long line going on in the back here, Just got a couple of clip-on weights on the line. It's probably only down about 5 feet, 10 feet. See if there's any kokanee up towards the top, and we'll pick them up if there is. It has a lot of fingers. It's an oddly shaped lake. Here's a map. The map shows all the little fingers. Now the central and middle finger of the lake is what we're going to be dealing with the most today on the western shore. We're going to troll up and down the western shore of the middle finger. Yeah, I know. What else can I call it? Let's get fishing. So right now on the long line we have a cicada trolling fly in black. Looks just like this orange one, only black. There's a nice treble hook on the back and a Wigglefin brand action disc in front of it that gives it a wobble, gives it some action with a little bit of worm on the main hook of the fly. Deadly at all the other lakes, so how could the kokanee not like that, right? We'll find out, won't we? We got a school of kokanee at about 50 feet there. Big fish. I'm having to tighten my drag up. Actually, I'm gonna let him have a little line. He's stuck in pretty good.
You think you got her?
No, it's taking line. It's taking line for me, so I'd say we either have a burbot or a mac.
Oh, that looks like a beauty, man. It's pulling.
At this point, I'd say burbot. Maybe, I don't know, because lake trout don't necessarily give up the biggest fight, but he's just sitting there, if you can see that.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Tell me when you're getting there, because I can't really tell. Ooh, man. That's that big shiny purple, what was it that was on there?
I switched it out for the kokanee gear and pulled it up to what we thought were schools of kokanee because we were getting no action with the max or the burbot, and I had an inkling a little while ago that the markings in the schools, they weren't always just tiny. There were some that were pretty big, and well, apparently.
So that could be lake trout chasing kokanee.
Could be
schools.
lake trout chasing schools, yep. He has no interest in letting me bring him up.
Wow, man. That's a fight.
And I'm gonna bring him up right out here so he can step out.
Okay. So you're gonna want to walk backwards a little bit when you get up there. So
Yep. I'll bring him right up to the ladder,
Okay.
scoop him up.
Short handle on this net too.
Yes, short handle on the net.
Be nice if we get a view of him on here though.
Yeah. And he's got to be getting close. There was only 55 feet of line out. There's the gear.
There's the gear. Oh, I saw a big tail.
That is such a beautiful fish.
Wow, you caught him on the tiniest little lure.
The kokanee gear.
Wow, that's incredible. Ooh, perfect hookup too, hard, and both hooks in the jaw. Wow. Oh,
Look at that.
Look at that. That's nice and shiny. Just look at it.
Look at that.
Where's your scale? You said you brought a scale this time.
Oh, I brought a scale.
Where's that?
I brought a scale. Let's, this guy's going home with us. So the plan is we're gonna cook this guy up. We're going to fillet him, make some steaks, and we're gonna cook it for lunch tomorrow. Let's see what this guy weighs in at and what length he is. Never mind.
Good grief. Look at that thing. Holy shit. Almost 14.
Word. However long this is. 31, 32, 33. 33.5 inches, 14 pounds. Wow. All right, that is by far, and I've been to Chelan fishing for these. This is by far the biggest mac I have ever caught. This is amazing. This is fabulous. To recap real quickly, what happened is we were getting nowhere with the max, nowhere with the burbot, trying to fish right on the bottom. This is a very deep lake. It's difficult to get down there, but we were managing. But we were marking a lot of fish, schools of kokanee we thought, and probably most likely kokanee, in the 50 to 65 foot range. So every now and again we'd see much bigger markings in the same range, and I thought maybe they can't all be kokanee. They can't, those kokanee are not gonna come up on the sonar that big. So I switched one of the Mac lures out for Max Lure flashlight trolls. Looks like this. And it looks amazing in the water. As for a lure, I put on a Apex kokanee killer, and it was down about 55, 60 feet, and it must be hunting dinner. It must be following the schools of kokanee around, because boy, that's a big boy. Good morning, YouTube. We're back at it again. It's a brand new day. Got 3 lines in the water this time. Got a line down with our kokanee broken back replica. Probably about 60 feet. We're seeing some large markings at that depth, which is where we caught the big one yesterday. Got the middle lure just off the back. It's down maybe 10 feet. We've got, what kind of lure we got on that one?
Looks like maybe an orange cicada fly.
An orange cicada fly, that's right. We have an orange cicada fly on there with a Dodger. We're going about 1.6 miles an hour today. Over here we're down at about 20 feet because we're seeing a lot of fish in the top water, and yet we're not seeing any fish rising. So dragging that through them, see if something's willing to bite. On this guy we have an Old Goat Lures OG1 in black and pink. And hopefully the bite starts. Gotta check.
There's a little something wiggling on there.
So we're definitely into the fish. There's tons of them. We're going back and forth through them, but we're not getting them to hook up. This rod just got a couple bites in a row, and we're thinking maybe he's still on there. Yep, we got something. Ah, fish number 2. The lake is making up for the size of the first one by offering up our first kokanee. We're gonna head back to camp now. Gonna clean up those kokanee, cut up some Mackinaw steaks, throw them in the iron skillet that I brought, and have some lunch. So I like my small kokanee fillets like I like my bacon crispy. think it's ready. Let's eat. Fried it in the skillet, the iron skillet that was no griddle, with some Cajun seasoning I got while I was in Louisiana last year. A little bit of New Orleans I brought home with me, and butter. That's really it. Oh, and a pinch of salt, smoked salt, that one of my good friends, Andrew, dropped off the other day. Stuff tastes amazing. How is it? Have you tried it?
Nice, crispy on the outside too.
Mmm. Oh, that's great. Moist.
Pretty firm.
Oh yeah.
Very steaky.
Yep. Oh, that is great. Taking one of these home, you know, taking the rest of that home, that's like a whole family meal. There's so much meat on that thing.
You got over 6 pounds, 6 pounds, 11 ounces of meat.
6 pounds, 11 ounces of filet. That's a lot. It doesn't taste like trout. It really tastes more like a mild salmon would taste. It doesn't taste fishy. It doesn't have that fishy taste. It tastes really good.
Yeah, it's mild. How do you think you'll cook this when you get home?
Like this.
Same way?
Pretty much. Pretty much. When I gotta cook a lot of fish like this at home, a lot of times I'll season it the same, but I'll put it on a wire cookie cooling rack and put that on a baking sheet just so it can drip. And I'll just put that and I'll boil it. That way the heat gets on all sides of it. Just flip it once, gets done real quick, and the broiler gives not as nice of a crust on it, but a decent crust. And it's easy to get 6 or 7 or 8 of these done all at the same time when you want to feed the whole family. Doing it this way in a pan, there's really room for 2. And if you're cooking for a large family like mine, you know, you don't want to have 3 or 4 or 5 skillets going on the stove at once. That's just not going to work.
If you had a big griddle, you know, you could do 5 or 6 on a griddle.
Yeah, you'd need like the royalty of griddles though. You'd need like a golden griddle.
Right. A big giant.
A big giant one.
That's awesome.
It's been a great adventure. I'm just getting out when I can, shooting vlogs, going to local locations. You know, I live on the east side of Washington, so Idaho, eastern Washington, maybe northeastern Oregon if there's somewhere to go. I'm game. And as always, we still have Northwest Fishing Reports TV, as well as our standard YouTube videos. If you like this, if you want to see more catch and cook, if there's something about this in particular you want to see more of, leave us a comment. Click like if you enjoyed this. Always click the subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.